fans were getting a little worried, but no need. Marquise Goodwin officially signed, sealed, and ready to go for the Browns. A veteran guy with some speed to add to the weapons around Deshaun Watson. Let's welcome in G. Bush from 92.3 The Fan, as well as the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. G. Bush, you and I were both calling for wide receivers. We got a couple of them. I might want one more, but I'm happy Goodwin is signed. I think he gives them an element that's much needed.
Yeah, listen, I'm super excited about it because when you look at what the Cleveland Browns needed, the most important thing for me is, as I watch the Super Bowl, as I watch teams in the playoffs, I always look to see how the Browns stack up against those teams. Because what you need to do is if you want to make the playoffs, you actually have to take one of those positions from some of the teams that that make the playoffs. So when you look at Bengals, they have Jamar Chase and they have T. Higgins. Say what you want. The Baltimore Ravens upgraded their wide receiver position with Odell Beckham Jr. They feel like with the money they're paying him that he's a number one receiver. So some that's debatable, but upgrades. You got Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh. You also have Pickens in Pittsburgh. So there's a lot of guys that are trying to get better in the division with the receiving core. And if you're going to win, you have to go through guys like Patrick Mahomes. You're going to have to beat guys like the Cincinnati Bengals. And it sounds good on paper to say, we'll run the ball, run play action, and do some of those things. But we need a serious opportunity to push the ball down the field. Goodwin is a guy who is been injury prone and he misses some games. But what he's going to do and for what we ask him to do, that's okay. Sometimes when you're getting veterans like that, you're not too overly concerned with the situation because you know that they're already going to play 11 games. Maybe you get 12 games. You need him for certain specific teams, certain downs and different distances. And so it really turns out that the Cleveland Browns have upgraded that position because when you watched them last year and you watched them even when Baker Mayfield played at his highest level, everything was constricted. Even the routes looked constricted. It looked like they were throwing in phone booths. And I would go watch these other teams and I would say, that guy's wide open. How is that guy wide open? I don't get it. Like everything we do is hard, difficult. I mean, they throw the ball to Don Peoples-Jones and he got to dive. And two dudes is on him, no run after catch. I said, finally, hopefully we can get that in with Elijah Moore because the Browns sorely need it. And I like what you said earlier. We might need to get another one.
Yeah.
Depending on.
Yeah, and to your point, these guys, Moore and Goodwin, give you some easy yards. And let's find some easy yards because they're out there for everybody else, for every other offense.